I'm gonna go to.
All right, we live.
All right, I'm gonna go to your page.
If y'all come on here, and you want to go right, if you're on YouTube and you want to go right to the conversation, I'm gonna put the time. I'm gonna put the time under here, so you can click right on it if you watch it after.
Okay.
Okay, let me share it to my page, and
I'm gonna get a
we'll be
napkin
good.
here because I'm sure I'm gonna cry. I'm sure I'm gonna cry.
All right, by 8:01, I'm gonna get started, and when they come in, they just come in.
All right. Mhm. Okay, there we go.
You see it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now thank y'all for. I should have put me a bottle of water right here. Never want to cut up.
Girl.
That ain't it. How y'all doing? Thank y'all for tuning in. Waiting for like another minute and we're gonna get started. But welcome to the self-love journey, conversations with Shei Atkins, where we just here to encourage and inspire each other to share our stories, to get vulnerable. You know, it's not about the tea. It's about this is our story. This is where God brought us from and it's still taking us through. Um, this is Miss Shanericka Jones, who I'm gonna be talking to tonight, and it's so funny because Shanericka, I haven't talked to her in years. We went to elementary together, from pre-K all the way to fifth grade, and
Mm-hmm.
just kind of disappeared out of each other's lives. And then I saw her again. Maybe it might be 10 years ago.
It probably was.
Maybe about 10 years ago. And then I didn't see her no more until Facebook about a year or two. So we hooking up and she sharing a story and it's very I think it's gonna help a lot of people. I remember Chanel because she being just a sweet, sensitive person. You know, I remember her grandmother passing away in elementary and she cried and she just been through a lot, you know, at such a young age, you know. And when I saw her about 10 years ago at the church, she disappeared again, and I had heard that her husband had got killed or something like that, and then I didn't see her anymore. And I always just she was always in my heart, like how Shanericka doing. But I'm glad that she's right here to share her story with us about the addiction, about the suicide attempts, about the depression. 12 years of depression, that's deep. So let's go ahead and just go to the beginning of how this all started and how you got to a place of where you wanted to just take your own life. How did it start?
First, thank you for allowing me on. I definitely do appreciate that. And just starting from the beginning, when so hurt and pain started for me, well, I would say around three, because that was the initial age that I started getting molested.
Mm.
That did create distrust in me, but I didn't really know how to trust at that time because I was young and I trusted everybody. So my grandmother that you did mention, I looked at her, which is my mom's mom. She was my protector.
Mm.
Um, but at 7 is when she passed away in my life. That was the first time I experienced death.
Yeah.
Um, and that is when I can really start to remember that I started to cry myself to sleep at night.
Mm.
I really felt lonely, although I had friends at school. Um, but I was just lonely. I didn't feel like I had anybody that I could relate to. Um, I had self-esteem issues
Yeah.
because my cousins would talk about me and make fun of my face and all of that. So,
Mm.
of course, I'm thinking that I'm ugly, although a lot of people would say that I'm pretty, but I didn't see it, didn't feel it.
Mm.
So, after my grandmother's passing, I kind of floated along.
In elementary?
I did. Even
Mm.
though at school, it was fun. We had some good times in elementary. But after elementary, and we parted ways to go to middle school,
Yeah.
that's where I got lost because I
Mm.
didn't have anybody to link up with. I went to MC Williams for I think a semester, and I saw you guys, but I never had anybody that I clicked with. I
Mhm.
never had anybody that I could hang with. So from there, I kind of shuffled because my mom ended up moving.
Mhm.
I went to Stovall and I went to Teague. And I still didn't have no friends.
Mm.
After middle school, I went to Eisenhower because by that time my mom moved to the Northwest, moved out there for Antoine and Tidwell.
Mhm.
So I got a friend. I got a homegirl. That was my first friend in a long time. Somebody I started hanging out hanging out with every day.
Yeah.
Being able to laugh with. Um, but then we moved.
Wow.
So when we moved, it was like I felt lost. I started to run away.
Mm.
The first time I ran away was, I believe I was 15 years old.
Mm.
And I ran away because one, I know I was searching for attention. I know I
Mm.
was.
Wow.
But I was going about it the wrong way because I was rebellious. Um, didn't know how to communicate. It took a long time for me to learn how to communicate, even to the point of me expressing how I feel um, in a healthy way.
No,
Because, hmm
let me ask you this. When you say, you was looking for attention and you did a lot of moving and things like that, was it that you and your mother wasn't communicating? Like what was going on at home where you was like, I got to get up out of here at 15 years old. I don't want to be here anymore. What was going on?
we weren't communicating because she was telling me the right thing. She was telling me what I should do, but it
Mhm.
was more of like a dictatorship. It
Mhm.
wasn't a stance on, or what? It wasn't even a question about if I had anything going on in my mental. Didn't ask, really if I was lonely. Um, didn't ask anything. Mainly just telling me I shouldn't have any kids. That was the basis of our conversation.
Mm.
Mary, you don't need no babies, and that's why I didn't have my first kid until I was 28.
Mhm.
But at that time, I still wasn't ready because
Yeah.
that's down the line, and we'll get to that part. But just hearing that all the time, don't have no kids.
Yeah.
I got tired of hearing that because I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'll ask, what we gonna eat for dinner? Well, you don't need no babies. So
Wow.
I created a wall
Mm.
because I felt like the only conversation that we were gonna have was gonna be based around me not having kids and comparing me to who I should be like and
Mm.
all of that. So what normally happens when those type of situations happen, you go the other way.
Mm.
And that's what I did. I went the other way. So I started to hang out. I started to, and I mean hang out doing nothing. I
Mhm.
started to smoke weed.
Mm.
I started to, it wasn't prescription pills at that time, but I was taking over the counter medicine, too
Mm.
many aspirins or too many Tylenols, maybe
Yeah.
14, 15. And we ain't supposed to take that many. I
Yeah.
was also I started drinking a little bit,
Mhm.
and of course I'm not able to get this stuff on my own, but
Mm.
tapping in people's stash,
Yeah.
um, just seeking ways to escape. It's
Already.
at that age, at that time I was, because
Wow.
I was unhappy with who I was. I was
Mhm.
unhappy with the fact that I didn't have nobody that I could talk to on a regular basis. Um, and I really just felt like I didn't have anybody genuine around me that cared about if I made it or not.
Mm.
So I didn't care if I made it or
Wow.
not. I pretty much had the mindset of whatever happens, happens.
Mm.
And I live my life like that. I live my life like that. So around 15, I can say that was the first time I ran away. And I really didn't run to anything.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm thankful that my mom did come and get me.
Yeah.
So after that, I ran away again. I ran away the second time because I got a whooping.
Mm.
And that was about 16. And when I got to school, I just didn't go home that day.
Mm.
So, of course, my mom, she did go out and look for me.
Yeah.
Her and my aunts, they
Mhm.
went to come look for me. And they found me sitting in somebody's house because I went to Acres Home
Yeah.
and she went to Orlando, everywhere, girl, looking for me.
Wow.
And they told her where I was at.
Yeah.
So they came in the house and they got me. And I was there, girl, just really about to be a mess. Because soon as they came and got me, this shows, and this part that I'm about to describe is gonna tell how low and how much I did not respect myself and didn't care about what I had going on.
Mm.
Because I may have started my cycle at that time, but I
Uh-huh.
ran away, so I didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there in somebody else's house with somebody else's clothes on with menstruation on me.
Yeah.
So thankfully, my mama came to the rescue,
Yeah.
swooped me up,
Mhm.
took me to get cleaned up
Yeah.
because I still ain't have the wits about me.
Yeah.
So, and I believe 97, I ran away one last time.
Mm.
And I was running away from structure.
Mm.
I was running away from discipline. And those were the main two things because I had the love in the sense of having a roof over my head, clothes on my back. My mom would tell me that she loved me, but as far as feeling it, I really didn't feel it. I didn't
Mm.
feel like I was loved. I felt like if I left, nobody would miss me.
Wow.
So I did run away again. And when I ran away that last time, I realized that, you know what? I really do want to go ahead and graduate school because graduate high school at least because
Yeah.
I wasn't getting taken care of as far as the basic necessities. I had clothes at that time. I had enough wits to take care of myself, as far as hygiene wise,
Yeah.
but I didn't have really anything else.
Emotionally.
Emotional either. I didn't have the finances or the resources, and for a brief period of time, I dropped out of school because
Mm.
I was sleeping at the bus stop because I did not have somebody to make sure that I was at school. I was
Mm.
able to be free when I ran away because my mama didn't come get me that time. The
Mm.
third time, she didn't come get me. So I did stay gone for a little while, which messed off my school year.
Yeah.
So I had to call her and ask her if she would come pick me up.
Yeah.
And she did. So I was grateful that she did because
Yeah.
it did allow me to finish school, although I did have to go to night school
Yeah.
and day school to complete it, but I did it.
Mhm.
So even through that, I still didn't feel like I was worth anything.
Mm.
So by the time I was, let me backtrack a little bit too. So when I was 15, my mama used to always accuse me of having sex,
Mm.
and I wasn't. I
Yeah.
wasn't having sex. She didn't understand that I had been molested. Now, I wasn't living my life in a way where I acted promiscuous or where I acted fast or just wore skimpy clothes or anything like
Mhm.
that. But she thought I was having sex. So took me to
Mm.
the doctor, put me on birth control. So I'm like, okay, kind of hurt my feelings because I'm like, you don't even trust me.
Yeah.
But I wasn't thinking about the fact that am I doing anything for her to trust me?
Mm.
I'm sure I probably wasn't doing anything for her to trust me. If I'm
Yeah.
talking to little boys,
Mhm.
really not little boys, men,
Wow.
because most of them are like 17 and older.
Yeah.
So, that's not
Yeah.
no way to build no trust if you 15 and you talking to a 17-year-old and you lying about I'm lying about my age.
Yeah.
So, you don't get no trust on that.
Right. Right.
So, I had to take that in.
Yeah.
Um, so after that, the last time I ran away and she allowed me to come back home, I did what
Yeah.
I needed to do to graduate so I could
Mhm.
graduate on time. And I was still at a place where I was lost
Mm.
because I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I knew that I wanted to do something where I could make money,
Yeah.
but I didn't know what it was. I didn't know, I didn't want to be a nurse. I didn't want to be a doctor. I didn't want to be anything that my mama was telling me to be
Mm.
because I wanted to be a singer
Wow.
because I used to love to sing. I still love to sing,
Yeah.
but I never got to a point of greatness for me because I didn't practice enough.
Yeah.
And I didn't do the things that I needed to do to craft that skill.
Yeah.
I accept that now.
Mhm.
But being that I did not have the support in that area to
Mm.
follow my dream,
Mhm.
it made me feel like I don't want to do these other things. Like, you don't
Yeah.
even care about what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I use that as an excuse to do nothing
Mm.
as far as career wise.
Yeah.
Because I went to college. I started college right after I graduated high school because in my mom's house, it was either you going to go to school or you going to the military. So I
Yeah.
went to school. I've been going to school since 2000.
Wow.
Haven't gotten a degree yet, but it's
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. But I started school.
Mhm.
Before I started school, I met my husband.
Mm.
I met him in 1998.
Mhm.
And he showed interest, showed genuine interest,
Yeah.
and care and concern, and actually treated me like a queen. Um, because after my mom introduced me to birth control,
Mhm.
I did start having sex after that. And the first experience that I had was like, what am I even doing?
Mhm.
Because molestation did something to me in that area,
Wow.
in the area of attachment,
Mm.
because I don't respond to men in the way that I should.
Mm.
Because off the muscle, I'm thinking that a man is thinking about me sexually. And that
Yeah.
may or may not be the case, but because of past experience, this is what I'm thinking. And
Yeah.
this is the thing that I have set in my mind or had set in my mind. So once I did meet my husband, well, my former husband,
Mhm.
and he opened my door for me, pulled out the chair, um, did everything. He was really a stand up guy that treated me like a queen. And to me, we were only together for a brief time. We were together from 98 until 2003.
Mhm.
We got married in 2002, which was right up my alley because I'm thinking, okay, man, I finally found somebody that loved me for me.
Yeah.
I have shared my story with him,
Yeah.
told him everything about, me being depressed, me missing my grandmother,
Yeah.
me feeling like killing myself sometimes, molestation, everything.
Uh huh.
And we got to a point where we were going to start to work on having a child.
Yeah.
And he died. He died October the 10th of 2003. And at
Mm.
that time, we had only been married a year and a half.
Mm.
So I was confused. I was sad.
Yeah.
That was before anything got started as far as X pills,
Yeah.
handlebars or Xanax,
Yeah.
cocaine.
Yeah.
Um, that was before all of that. So when he died, I really did feel like, man, I'm never gonna find nobody else to love me.
Mhm.
I'm never gonna find anybody that care about what I got going on.
Mhm.
And I immediately started to look for love in the wrong places. The first place I found it was an adult man that gave an unlimited supply of X pills.
Mm.
And ended up moving in with him right after my husband died.
Wow.
And I knew I wasn't ready, but
Yeah.
but I felt like I wanted companionship. I
Yeah.
felt like I wanted love. And at that time, love for me came in a form of getting high.
Mm.
And
Wow.
that's where I stayed with him, I think, for like 6 months.
Mhm.
And I got down to a really, really low weight because all I was doing was going out Thursday through Sunday, popping maybe four, five, six X pills, drinking um whatever, drinking vodka, whatever,
Yeah. Whatever.
um, and smoking weed.
Yeah.
So after me and him broke up, I end up talking to another guy right
Mhm.
after me and him broke up. So
Yeah.
I just
Rebound.
got one bounce rebound, right? It
Yeah.
happened probably a month later of
Yeah.
a rebound. And the guy, he asked me to do some sexual stuff that I wasn't comfortable with, like
Yeah.
anal sex. That's
Yeah.
not me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can keep all that. So I thought he was gay.
Yeah.
I ain't know it was popular.
Yeah.
Like they sing about it now and all that. At that time, that was like 2004. So I'm like, you gay,
Mm-mm.
and I don't got time for no gay men.
Yeah.
So after him, um, I did talk to somebody else. I don't think I did. I moved in with somebody else. And the guy that I moved in with, because, okay, so the ex guy, he ended up being abusive. We fought.
Oh. Wow.
And the second guy, after the ex guy, he was not abusive, but he had the sketchiness that I thought.
Yeah.
Um, and then the next guy, he ended up being abusive.
Mm.
And I mean, I never imagined that I would be in that position because that was around 2000, I believe, maybe six,
Mhm.
2005, 2006, before
Yeah.
I actually moved in with him.
Yeah.
And I end up emptying in my bank to move in. And that's what I got. I got beat up. I got body slammed. I got my car took.
Wow.
And I also stopped taking X, but I started taking handlebars.
Yeah.
So I switched the
Uh
drug
huh.
out.
Yeah.
And I was still smoking weed. I was still drinking.
Mm.
But I was working, thinking that
Mhm.
I'm functional.
Yeah.
So after the young man that was in South Park, after South Park, I should have named them by geographic locations.
Yeah.
But after South Park,
Mhm.
um, I end up quitting my job
Mhm.
and I moved to the Southwest side. When I moved to the Southwest side, things went from bad to worse.
Lord
Everything went
help.
from bad to worse because after I quit my job, I started stripping
Mm.
and the drug changed. No, it didn't. It didn't change the drug. I had an add on. And that's when I started doing cocaine. It
Wow.
was powder cocaine. So I'm doing handlebars, powder cocaine, smoking weed, and drinking alcohol.
All of it.
All of it. And I thank God that I'm still here.
Mhm.
But I really severely wanted to die, but I
Mm.
didn't have access to a gun. And I wasn't living a promiscuous lifestyle because I did have one person that just so happened to be the dope man that
Mm.
sold the cocaine that I
Mhm.
had the unlimited supply of cocaine from. Um, and I just stayed there after I got off from work and
Mhm.
got high. Did cocaine all day, all night, not eating. I mean, I got down to 100 pounds,
Wow.
and I was just
And
living a
so,
hot mess.
what was going on now? Now, was it more of I'm addicted and I'm escaping? I'm feeling pain and I just want to drown my sorrow. Like, what was going on?
I know I was addicted.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was escaping because it did create a euphoria
Mm.
of not realizing or noticing my circumstances.
Mm.
Everyone that was around me didn't tell me how bad I looked.
Wow.
Didn't tell me that I was really looking like a freaking fool,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody told me because my mom would still give me money to help
Mm-hmm.
me when I needed help. And the people that were around me were getting high too. So
Yeah.
every situation that I was in, I've always been an overindulger, meaning
Wow.
that
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy the whole rack, the whole whatever it
Yeah.
is. I'm
Yeah.
gonna buy it so that way I can make sure that I don't have to ask nobody for nothing.
Uh-huh.
But it attracted people around me that didn't hold me accountable or even say, "Come on, Shanericka." I had one homeboy that he was in the game, but he dead now because the
Wow.
game killed him. But
Wow.
he was enough of a friend to say, "I'm not going to sell you anything because I love you and I don't want to see you doing this to yourself, Shanericka."
Yeah.
I didn't have enough people around me like that.
So now,
And
what was your mama saying? Well, I know she was saying something.
she was hurt. My mama was hurt,
Yeah.
but I wasn't with my mama.
Yeah.
Anytime anybody asked my mom how was I doing, what was I doing, she would always say, "She doing all right. She doing all
Mm.
right. She getting
Wow.
better. She getting better."
Yeah.
So, she never down talk me. Now, whenever situations were stupid from things that I did, she would call me out on it and say, "Come on, Shanericka. Now you know better than that."
Yeah.
She would say, "Think." She will make statements like, "Don't be a hoe."
Wow.
And I would take it the wrong way.
Wow.
I'm taking it out of context of her calling me a hoe,
Yeah.
but I was doing hoish activities.
Yeah.
So she should have said that.
Wow.
And at that time, it should have been a place where I actually realized, okay, are you being a hoe? That should have been time for me to have a self evaluation moment. But it didn't come because I was still feeling lost because I didn't grieve properly. I didn't
Over your
grieve.
husband.
I did not grieve properly over that. And it wasn't until as the story progressed that you're going to hear once I actually completed that grief cycle with that. Because that's the end of that 12 years.
Wow.
So after stripping and really got down to the lowest I ever been,
Yeah.
I end up asking my mom if she could help me get some mental help.
Yeah.
So that's where I went to the Harris County Psychiatric Center.
Mm.
That was the first encounter I had with them because I knew um I knew it wasn't going right.
Yeah.
And it had to be my spirit because my mind was thinking I had everything all together. But
Really?
through intervention, I did. I really thought I had it all together. Not really understanding what I looked like.
Wow. You thought you was
I
looking
think
good.
I thought I was looking all right. I thought
Wow.
everything was okay. So
Mm.
when I went to the psych ward, it was voluntary. It was 2 weeks. The first day in there, the lady was like, "Ma'am, you are severely malnutritioned."
Wow.
And I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
I don't eat. I don't
Yeah.
want to die.
Wow.
Because I'm just tired of being here." So that's when they did label me with major depression with psychosis, with psychotic features. So I'm like,
Mm.
okay. So I did stay there that 2 week time period, but once I got out, I went back to the guy
Wow.
instead of going to my mom's house. I think I went to my mom's house for like a week. And then after that, I end up going back to the cocaine guy.
Wow. So that
Once
didn't
I
help
went,
the 2 week uh in the mental place didn't do anything for you?
it didn't. It just gave me psych meds to help with the depression. But the psych meds don't go with cocaine.
Wow.
It don't go with handlebars because they wasn't
Yeah.
prescribed for me.
Yeah.
So I stopped taking the psych meds and I went back to cocaine,
Cocaine.
handlebars, and weed and alcohol.
Wow.
So I'll say probably about 2007, I started having seizures
Lord help.
because I was taking so many handlebars.
Wow.
So I ended up going to the doctor, went to the doctor. They said I need some help. So
Yeah.
they recommended rehab because they was like, you're not gonna be able to take these medicines and still take handlebar. I mean,
Yeah.
not they still take Xanax and think you're gonna
Uh-huh.
be better. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I went to rehab and I I faked it to make it through.
Wow.
I didn't go in with the aim to get better.
Yeah.
I went in with the aim to get this done so I
Mm-hmm.
can move on with my life. And I didn't even know what direction I wanted to move on with my life in because I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know me. I didn't know anything. All I know is that I was tired of being here. I was tired of being here
On earth.
on Earth. I was tired of being on Earth. So in 2008, I caught my first case because I ended up
Mm.
going after I got out of rehab. I went back to the dude. Cause
Uh-huh.
like I say, he had the cocaine. He had
Yeah.
good connects, and
Wow.
at that time, that's what I was looking for. If you had a connect,
Connect to the drugs.
yep, we could be friends. Because I was
Wow.
bold in my addiction.
Yeah.
I could walk up to somebody, not even know them, and say, "Hey, I'm not a cop. I just want to know if you got this."
Wow.
And
Wow.
most times they'll be like, "Yeah, little mama, I'll take care of you." And their drug ship was born. Cause it ain't no
Wow.
friendship, you know what I'm saying? Ain't no friend going.
Drug ship, yeah.
That's basically what it was.
Yeah.
Cause my friends now ain't finna have me out here looking stupid, you
Yeah.
know. And if I ask anybody for something stupid, they're gonna be looking at me like, "Come on,"
Yeah.
you know. So
Wow.
that's when those type of establishments were going. Cause that's all I was looking for people for at that time. Somebody who could give me a connect or give me a good
Wow.
price because I know that I'm gonna spend everything I have. So went back to the guy after I got out of rehab and end up going to get some cocaine. Went to go get an 8 ball.
Mm.
And when we went to go get it, got some handlebars and the cops got behind us.
Uh-uh.
And I took the dope. I took it and put it on me. And that was my first case in 2008.
Wow.
So after that, I did stop because I didn't want to go to jail. I
Mm-hmm.
did not want to go to jail because I'm like, oh Lord, my mama worked down here, and oh my gosh, I just didn't want to go to jail,
Yeah.
especially from that little intake process. I'm like, oh
You're
Lord, I
right.
don't be here. So I did get out on probation,
Mm-hmm.
and I stopped doing drugs. I also started to take my psych meds because I wanted to meet the requirements so I wouldn't have to go to jail. I did it just so I would not have to go to jail. I didn't
Yeah.
do it because I needed to get better. I
Yeah.
didn't find the lesson in the situation. I did it because I did not want to go to jail.
Yeah. Wow.
So the psych meds that I was on made me even more suicidal.
Wow.
They covered a portion of the depression because I was still able to go and go to meetings and, really, I still really didn't talk, but I was able to go do the things that I needed to do as far as meeting the requirements for these papers.
Yeah.
And in February of 2009, that's when I really called myself taking it all. And that's when I jumped out of a window and I broke my neck and my back.
Wow.
And I really thought that that was going to be the way to kill myself because I jumped out the window head first.
Wow.
I was looking at the TV and the whatever show I was watching mixed with the psych meds
Yeah.
made me feel like the people on the TV was saying they was gonna come kill me.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, you know what? You ain't gotta come kill me because I'm gonna go ahead and kill myself.
Yeah.
And that's why I jumped out the window, broke my
Wow.
neck and my back, hit the ground, still alive.
Yeah.
Said, oh Lord, couldn't get up. So I
Yeah.
pulled myself over to the window because I was in a transitional living.
Yeah.
And I pulled myself to the window, tapped on the window, and they came out. And the next memory that I have from that is waking up in the hospital, and my aunts and my mom were around me,
Yeah.
and we was just waiting in the hallway because they didn't have a room available. And I
Uh-uh.
think I stayed in the hospital a month
Wow.
after breaking my neck and my back. I had to, learn how to walk again,
Uh.
and just really just learn, period.
What was going on in your mind during that time where you tried to take your life and now you didn't die? So now you got to learn how to do basic things again. What's going on in your mind at this time?
At that time, the thoughts that were going through my head was I was a mistake. because
Mm.
my mom had said that quite often,
Wow.
that I was a mistake,
My Lord.
and she tried to explain what she meant,
Mm-hmm.
but you really can't explain that.
Yeah, that's painful.
Um,
That's painful.
you know, explaining the fact that I was a mistake on, having sex with my daddy at a young age. You know, as a kid, I didn't understand that.
Yeah, no.
You know, and that's the part that stuck with me is that I was a mistake.
Yeah.
So during this time, as I'm rebuilding myself to learn how to walk again, and not have to walk on a crutch or a cane, I'm thinking that I'm a mistake. I'm thinking
Mm.
like, man, God, why didn't you take me? Why
Yeah.
weren't you taking me when I tried to take all these pills and do cocaine? Why am I still here?
Yeah.
So I realized that at that time, I don't think suicide for me,
Yeah.
because what's next? I'm gonna be paralyzed.
Yeah.
So, and I always thought about Christopher Reeves, and he didn't even try to commit suicide. So
Right.
I said, you know what? I'm gonna pass on the suicide, but my body was my body was addicted.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
after I had the suicide attempt, they ended up letting me off papers early
Mm-hmm.
because I had already paid up all my fees, and
Yeah.
the lady was like, okay, well, you are under a lot of pressure, and we're just gonna go ahead and just complete you early on your probation. And that probably was maybe the worst thing they could have did,
Oh.
because as soon as the ink dried on the paper, I was looking for something. I was
Wow.
looking for cocaine,
Yeah.
handlebars, and weed. So
To
I
escape.
out
And
to
oh, you
to
was addicted too. Yeah.
to release because I was addicted to it.
Yeah.
I covered myself enough for the papers,
Yeah.
and taking the doggone psych meds enhanced the suicidal tendencies that I had.
Wow.
And once I stopped with the papers, I stopped taking the psych meds. And
Mm.
I started to search again for what would make me feel good,
Yeah.
what would make me feel better.
Yeah.
And at that time, I started the cocaine, didn't wasn't feeling it like that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I introduced myself to PCP.
Wow. You took it up another level.
I took it up to the highest level for me that it could go,
Wow.
because I wanted something that would just make me forget about it all.
Now is that water PCP?
Hmm. That's it. That's Sherm,
It ain't no
water,
joke. Wow.
water, whatever.
So
Yes,
you want you
that.
some I'm ready to try some water now. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I did. I did. And I did. I searched for it and I
Wow.
found it, and it changed my life. It
In
really
what way?
did change my life, because on that, I, man, I wrecked my car.
Wow.
I went and got, I shared a piece of this on Facebook, just telling a portion of my story,
Yeah.
because it wasn't, that drug is enough to knock a horse out.
Wow.
So
Did it make you
once
feel good?
it did not, it made me feel sick, and it just made me feel like I was in a third dimension.
Wow.
It really made me feel like I was having premonitions at times.
What kind?
Like, say for instance, if I like a deja vu type situation, I would think, like, one instance that stands out to me is I smoked some sherm, and I
Mm-hmm.
end up thinking about, because it was around my baby's daughter's birthday,
Mm-hmm.
and got high because I was like getting high all day, all night, thinking I'm gonna still be able to be a mom, come in smelling like it, and just
Mhm.
a funky mess. I was just a
Mhm.
funky mess. So in my dream, I'm thinking I saw us going to Chuck E. Cheese.
Mhm.
Skylar said she wanted a Elsa doll, and
Mhm.
I told the lady give it to her. This was in the premonition thing I had.
None of it was happening for real.
It did. When I went to Chuck E. Cheese with her, I'm thinking that when Skylar, she did ask for the Elsa doll, and I'm like, give it to her. That didn't happen like in my dream, because in my dream, she gave it to her. When I did it in real life, my mom was like, what are you talking about giving to her? You ain't paid for that. She's like, come on, Shanericka, because you just doing too much. So,
Yeah.
you know, but at that time, I was thinking that this is the way that it was going to happen because I felt like I had seen that scene before.
Mm.
But I don't know what that was.
You was
But
somewhere else.
I was on, like I say, that one there, I left all the other stuff alone. And that was my soul relationship. And the
Wow.
way the devil worked in my life,
Yeah.
he kept connecting me to individuals who was the man.
Wow.
So I was able to connect with somebody who had access to what I wanted.
Mm.
And sweet as pie, good guy, but not for me.
Yeah.
Not the right one for me. Because the person that loves me ain't finna say, okay, you can smoke all this that you want.
Yeah. You right
But
about
I
that.
had to realize that he was smoking it with me.
So you was
So
addicted to the water too?
mhm. Yep.
Wow.
So he had to connect. And that was a relationship that blossomed into a drug ship because that was mostly what the connection was. Which was the drug. So the first time I ended up wrecking my car behind that, I still had my Dodge Neon. That was one of the first cars I got,
Mhm.
and it was around my birthday. And I think this was I was on my way. I don't know where I was on my way to. I think I was on my way to get my hair done.
Mhm.
Found myself going to the Lil Wayne concert. The next day was a car show or something.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go get my hair done. I got full
Mm.
and I end up wrecking my car right there on Shepherd,
Mhm.
right under that underpass when you pass Sears.
Yeah.
And my mom, when she saw the car, she was just like, you need help. You need help.
Yeah.
And I felt attacked. That I
Mm.
guess that may be a normal addict reaction.
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna say this addict's reaction.
Yeah.
That was my reaction on feeling like, how you gonna tell me I need help? Ain't nothing wrong with me.
Yeah.
I don't really have nothing going on. Okay, so what? I wrecked my car.
Wow.
So what? I just ride the bus.
Mm.
And I did. I rode the bus and I got high.
Wow.
So I was able to get me another car and I got a blazer. And I caught myself going to get because I was able to get a car, I was able to get a job,
Mm.
and I caught myself going to get a tattoo. So when I was on my way to get the tattoo, I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and stop by and get me four sherms.
Mm-mm.
So I went to go get it, smoke one there, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna go. Dude was like, you okay? I'm good. Okay. He let me go. On the way to over there for Greens Road in like Perkindale area,
Mhm.
I end up getting ready to exit the freeway, but I hit the median. I mean, I hit the guardrail. So of course that totaled my brand new car I just got. It wasn't
Wow.
brand new; it was used, but it was new to me.
Yeah.
And I had totaled it that fast.
Wow.
I don't think I had it a week. So my mom came. I lied, said that somebody ran me off the road because luckily the Sherms went somewhere. I don't know where they
Wow.
went. I think they may have been under the seat. I don't know. But they wouldn't know me when the record truck came and my mama because by the grace of God, somebody called my mama. I don't even know how she got there.
Wow.
All I know is that I came to. I was in the back of, I think, a record truck. I don't even know where I was at. All I
Mhm.
know is that I was with my mom. She came and got me, and I was heading home. I lied and said somebody ran me off the road and, ran me into the guardrail. Of course, it came to the light once they ran the camera back on that freeway and saw that I did not, because of course I'm trying to file an insurance claim to get a rental car,
Wow.
um, so I could keep moving.
Yeah.
So they end up pulling that because they ran the tape back, or they
Wow.
pulled the tape off the freeway and saw that nobody ran me off the road.
Wow.
So man, after
So what?
that,
Yeah. What was a turning point to come up out of that place?
it wasn't a turning point, but I had got another car.
No, I'm talking about from out the water,
You
out the
listen,
drugs.
the turning point didn't come until 2015. So this accident that I had was around maybe 2010.
Wow.
I didn't get off of that until March 11th, 2015 is when
Wow.
I said, you know what? My mom placed the deed to my lot, to my grave. She gave me the deed to my grave. And when I looked at that, I realized that I'm going to die an addict. I
Wow.
am going to die an addict. And I didn't want Sky to see me die addict. I didn't. So I called around and I asked, did anybody know any rehabs? Because I had heard of this guy that helps people get out of town if they need to get some help. And that's what I
Yeah.
needed. I needed to get out of town because I didn't have enough love for myself to say I'm not going to put this in my body.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough love for myself to say, man, I really don't need nobody to be happy.
Wow.
Um, to look in the mirror and say, man, you look all right today. I didn't have enough love for me to do that. So once I finally said, you know what, I really do need some help, I found a young man to help me get to Minnesota.
Mm.
And that's where my life started to take a turn for the better. That's
Wow.
where I was able to have a breath of fresh air, even though I left my baby. I
Wow.
left my daughter. You know, I wasn't ready for her. Hell, I wasn't even
Wow.
ready for myself.
Yeah.
When I was incarcerated, because I got incarcerated again. And the second time, you know, I signed my rights over to my
Mm.
parents,
Wow.
you know, thinking that that's what I had to do because my baby's dad signed his away because he didn't want to pay child support.
Mm.
So I thought that that's what I had to do at the time.
Mhm.
And now I'm fighting like hell to get her back.
Wow.
But that process, it may not ever come, you know.
Wow.
And those are the consequences that I have to deal with.
Mm.
Being that I did make that decision to do that and live
Yeah.
my life reckless like that,
Yeah.
um, I showed them that I didn't want her.
Yeah.
Now that I am wiser, I do show her every moment that I get that I do.
Yeah.
And I know that one day she's gonna understand
Yeah.
and she gonna come to me with the question of mommy, what happened?
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna break it down. Mama wasn't in I didn't even know me.
Yeah.
And I had you thinking that you was gonna fill the void in my life
Yeah.
and I didn't know how to love you.
Yeah.
And that's a relationship that we are mending
Yeah.
because she shows so many traits of me.
Mm.
Growing up, she just quiet. I have to kind of pry her to say anything,
Yeah.
but it's blossoming.
Yeah.
Just like when I told you earlier, I'm so proud to know that she won second place
Yeah.
in a school contest out of the whole school district,
Mhm.
writing and drawing a picture and giving her definition of self-respect.
Yeah.
Man,
That's beautiful.
that is so beautiful to know that she is hurting, I'm sure, to
Yeah.
have my mom gone, me and Josiah not in the house, split houses.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard
Yeah.
living in two different houses.
Yeah.
Um, having to really look at the consequences that I created.
Yeah.
I call them necessary, unnecessary consequences.
Yeah.
That's what I
I
call
like
them
that. I like
because
that.
I didn't have to do the stuff that I did,
Yeah.
but I did it. It was necessary for me to get to a point now where I can say, man, I've been through this, I lived through this, and I finally am able to say that I can love me,
Yeah.
whether I have somebody in my life or not. I love me, whether I have my kids or not.
Yeah.
I love me enough to say, man, I may not be where I want to be, but I'm doggone sure not where I used to be. And
Yeah.
that's what gives me the drive to say, man, although it hurts to tell this, to say that I
Yeah.
was a hoe,
Yeah.
to say that I was a drug addict,
Yeah.
to say that I was suicidal and depressed, I
Mhm.
think I'm thankful that I can say that I was those things
Yeah.
because I'm not that no more.
Yeah.
And it sometimes it do kind of make me mad
Yeah.
because my family, they don't really know me. They
Mm.
know Shanericka, of course, because we family,
Yeah.
but they don't know what I like. They
Yeah.
don't know, that I got a whole house. Girl, I was homeless for so long.
Yeah.
I in 2017 when my mom died, the best thing my stepdad could do was get me my own place.
Yeah.
So that way I can start getting on my own 2 feet.
Yeah.
God allowed me to see that a felon in Texas can get a job.
Come on.
I had two of them, two
Yeah.
second chance employers,
Come
Home
on.
Depot and AT&T.
Come on.
So excuses for me started to be removed
Come on.
as to what can't be done.
Yeah.
So now I'm able to say, you know what? As long as I do the work that I need to do, the
Yeah.
rest is going to be provided, whatever the rest is. Because I don't know. But I do
Yeah.
know that I'm in a place in my life where I'll do whatever I have to do to try to make things work. That's
Yeah.
how I started so many fly-by jobs, selling
Yeah.
Advocare, selling paparazzi. I'm
Yeah.
not a salesman. I've
Yeah.
never been a salesman. That's why I didn't go nowhere. But
Yeah.
it's people out there doing it and doing good at it.
Yeah.
I ain't no salesman. If you want to take it, cool. If you don't, I'm not gonna beg you to.
Yeah.
So I wasted a lot of money But
Yeah.
I learned a lesson to say, okay, that's not for me.
Yeah.
I will have to do something that maybe requires me to work at an employer. And that's
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah.
That is okay because at least I'm not having my hands stuck out.
Yeah.
I'm not on Social Security.
Yeah.
Because I really thought I was going to get Social Security for really the rest of
Yeah.
my life. Having $800 come in and
Yeah.
by the middle of the month, it's gone.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on, man. I can't live off of no fixed income like that.
Yeah.
So, just to have that minimum mindset
Yeah.
removed
Wow.
it was a blessing for my life to
It's
know
not,
that I don't have to die that way.
now let me ask you this, because you say 2015, that's when your life started changing, and you got out the way because it might be somebody watching that's addicted to them pills, addicted to them drugs, addicted to that water, addicted to that cocaine. What was the difference this time going to rehab? Because it was hard for you to shake it. You got away. Was it your desire to want it this time? Because you can't break it if you don't really really want to do it in your heart.
Yeah, it really was my desire because when I got to Minnesota, when I pulled up to that Salvation Army, the same thing was at them doorsteps. The
Wow.
same thing. And I looked at the door. Have you know how when you driving by you can see doughboys and
Yeah.
you see activity,
Yeah.
prostitutes and all that.
Yeah.
When I pulled up at the facility, that's what I saw.
Wow.
Outside the
So
doors.
you still was gonna have to. It ain't like you ran from the temptation.
And that's why I said, God, I came here for the same thing.
Yeah.
And he said, what you thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
It's everywhere you go.
Come
It's
on
up to
now.
you not to put it in your body.
Wow.
And I said, you're right. You're right. So I went in that facility because I couldn't come back because that's over 1,200 miles that I
Yeah.
drove. I went in there and I realized that I have to make a difference today. If I
Wow.
don't, I'm gonna die. And I ain't go to Minnesota to go meet no new dope man that
Yeah.
could possibly be an undercover law
Yeah.
and not get out of jail. I don't want to go to jail because I
Yeah.
already been to jail, got on parole,
Yeah.
probation, all that. No, I'm not trying to do all that again.
Yeah.
Got in the program closed. A month after I was in the program closed. And I
Wow.
said, you know what? Come hell or high water, I am not putting nothing else in my body. I'm not.
Wow.
And that was my turning. That was my turning. And I got a
Wow.
job up there.
Yeah.
I got a whole baby up there. Unexpected.
Wow. Yeah.
But he was what I needed because God knew I was gonna need him because he knew that
Yeah.
I was gonna come back to Texas stronger than I was.
Yeah.
And when I came back to Texas, that's when came back in 2015 December around January 2016. Josiah was born. My mom started getting sick,
Wow.
and she died in November of 2017.
Mm.
That allowed me an opportunity to get on my feet because I had made the decision that if I don't have no money left, I'm gonna be okay with that because I'm gonna make sure my bills are paid. I
Yeah.
didn't ask my mama for money. I
Yeah.
didn't ask for the only thing I asked her for is, Mama, do you mind watching the kids so I can go to work?
Yeah.
And whatever money I have, I'm gonna pay my bills with it. And if I don't have nothing left, okay, that's when I first became responsible over my life and my kids' life.
Mm.
And it's been working out ever since.
And
And I
so,
thought that I really didn't think about what would happen if my mom died because I never thought she would die. I didn't think she was gonna die at 54.
yeah.
I didn't think that, but she
Mm.
did. But I'm grateful that I was able to take care of her, help her, and just be available. I was
Wow.
able to sit there and listen to the stuff that I never wanted to listen to before. Because it was
Wow.
basically the same thing being said. Nary, you
Yeah.
don't need to do this. Nary, you don't.
Yeah.
Like, okay, alrighty.
Wow.
I'm not doing it. But if that's what makes you feel consolation, to tell me this again, tell me, mama. Tell me whatever it is you have to tell me. So I was able to respect more, um, with a clear head,
Wow. So
the
that was, let me
love that
see,
she was trying to give.
3 years ago. Is it anything that you could tell somebody that's dealing with grief right now, that's watching, that's lost a loved one, a mother, grandmother, husband, spouse?
I can. I definitely can. Because I just lost my auntie
Mm-hmm.
2 days ago, a day ago. And that hurt so bad. But if you are dealing with grief, feel whatever it is that you are feeling. Do not get stuck. Meaning that if you need somebody to talk to, it don't have to be your best friend. It don't have to be a parent. It don't have to be anybody that you know. If you need a therapist, go talk to them. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to shout, shout. If you need to run, run. Don't do anything self harming. I don't, that's no, because it, things can happen that you may not want to happen. You could become paralyzed, but if you do feel like you have to grieve, take those moments for yourself. Don't let nobody rush you, because nobody can tell you how you are feeling. Be honest with you first. If you know that you hurting, say it to yourself. Man, I'm hurting. I don't understand what's going on. Cry out to whoever it is that you pray to. Ask them for strength, because a good majority of the time, it wasn't my own. Even now, it's not my own strength.
Yeah.
I thought about this the other day. I said, you know what? It seems like every time I get to sharing my story, something happens in my life that make me not want to say another word.
Yeah.
And that is the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
Isolation
Yeah.
is a dangerous place to be in,
Yeah.
because you are sitting there with your own thoughts. You can't talk yourself out of nothing. You can talk yourself into a whole lot, but you're not going to sit there and talk yourself out of making a logical decision not to pick up another bottle, not to pick up another cigar or another sherm, or pick
Yeah.
up another bag of cocaine, or pick up another crack rock, whatever the
Yeah. Yeah.
case
Yeah.
may be. Because it could be anything that, or pick up another plate. It don't
Yeah.
just have to be
Come
drugs,
on.
it could
Come
be
on.
food.
Come on.
Addiction comes in many forms. It could be a bad relationship,
Yeah.
being attracted to something that is not going to help you to flow through the process of grief.
Mm.
Because if you don't flow through it
Yeah.
properly, you can stay stuck like I did for way too long.
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to be in no grief cycle for 12 years,
Wow.
but I was. It wasn't until 2015 that I finally accepted the fact that my husband gone. I gotta be mindful of the words that I say to people, to anybody in my life that I love, and just do my best to be responsible for what I'm doing,
Mm.
be responsible for what I'm putting out.
Yeah.
And that's where I was able to say, you know what? I finally feel like I can breathe. I finally feel like I'm free. And I
Yeah.
don't mean free like the false freedom I was feeling being on substances. I'm
Yeah.
not
Come
really
on.
feeling free. Being able to laugh a good majority of the time. And it don't even really, most of the stuff, I be laughing by myself. Stuff
Yeah.
that I'm thinking funny. And my family like, okay, you goofy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, corny. I'm corny. Whatever the case may be.
And
I'll be
that's all
laughing
right.
by myself.
That's all right.
It
That's
is.
all right.
It's all right now because I remember it's a point in my life where I didn't laugh.
Yeah, come on.
You know, where I didn't do anything but sit around and cry,
Yeah.
sit around and feel pitiful for myself.
Wow.
Because at the end of the day, death has no exceptions.
Wow.
I'm not exempt, and
Yeah.
nobody is exempt. But there are resources available to help you get through. If you need to find medical help, find it. If you need to do yoga, do it.
Yeah.
Do whatever you can do to help you flow through the process.
That's all right. That's
That's it.
beautiful. I'm
That's it.
encouraged and I'm inspired by just your journey because it has definitely been a journey. And
Yes,
to
it
see
is.
you speaking every day, and we were supposed to do an event earlier this year, but COVID kind of
Mm-hmm.
knocked it out the way. But that's all right. It ain't over. We
It
still
ain't.
have tools to be able to help
Mm-hmm.
others, and I believe
Yes,
that you helped somebody today. And it ain't over. God ain't done with. He ain't done with none of us.
that's it.
So
He
just keep
not.
on pushing, and I'm
Yes,
rooting.
and then even to that person who may feel like they can't.
Yeah,
You are right, Shay. It's not over. He's
yeah,
not through with any of us. And just because you may have fallen, that don't mean you can't get up.
yeah.
Get up, dust yourself off, keep your eyes on your lane,
That's
and do
right.
what you need to do to make sure that you are better.
That's
Because
right.
looking at somebody else's situation, everything that glitter isn't gold.
That's right.
So you may think that it's going good on that side, and they just may be going through HE double hockey sticks.
Yeah,
So, that's why it's important to just focus on you.
yeah. That's
So
right.
that way you can make sure that you doing what you need to do. Because
Yeah,
at the end of the day, you're responsible for you. You
that's
can't,
right.
you can't put your happiness and trust and hope in somebody else because they may be there today and gone tomorrow.
Come on.
And then what you gonna do after that?
Yeah,
Because what I did, I actually went in that grave in
yeah.
2003.
Wow.
And I wasn't able to get out until I saw my own grave when my mama gave it to me in 2015.
Wow.
So,
That's true.
mhm,
It starts with developing a healthy relationship with yourself. That's
mhm,
where it started.
yep,
Start making deposits and building your faith and making deposits into your mental health, your body, your soul, and your spirit. That's where it
mhm,
starts. If you
yep,
need outside help, go get it.
that's
Some of
it.
us can, do certain things on our own, and sometimes we need other people who've been through it to walk us through it, and that's okay.
Mhm,
But do what you gotta do for your life, your love, your
mhm,
peace, your joy, and everything
yep,
gonna be all right.
that's it. That's
So
it.
I just want to thank y'all for tuning in, and
Yes.
until next time, we gonna holler at y'all. Thank you so much once again
Thank
for
you,
sharing your
Kim.
story. It was
Thank you again
beautiful.
for letting me come on. I
It was
appreciate you.
all right, y'all.
Okay, good night, y'all.
Thank y'all for leaving y'all comments and for tuning in. God bless y'all.